Hi, welcome to the Brief Book Reviews channel, otherwise known as An Old Guy Reviews the book that he's read this week. So what's the old guy read this week? Well, the book I've read this week is this one. It's called The Killer Question by author Janice Hallett. It was published as a hardback by Viper here in the United Kingdom on the 4th of September 2025, and it's the author's sixth book. The tale is told in typical Janice Hallett style, i.e. it's an epistolary format. I think the technical definition for epistolary is a tale told by letters. This is a tale told by the modern version of letters. It's completely told via text, WhatsApp messages, emails, transcripts of police recordings. So, what's it all about? Well, we've got three timelines effectively in the book. We kick off in 2024 with a chap called Dominic Eastwood. And he's writing to Netflix, a TV company, and saying, you're good at making true crime dramas, true crime documentaries. I think I've got a tale for you that involves my uncle and aunt, Mal and Sue Eastwood, who were running a pub called The Case is Altered, a little country pub in the middle of nowhere, disappeared. I think it's a really intriguing tale, and there's lots of twists and turns around the periphery of what happened to them. So that kicks off the tale, and then we head back to 2019 where the bulk of the tale is told. We also at times go back to 2014 where Mal and Sue, in 2019, landlords of The Case is Altered, had another career, and there is a connection between the two. So what's it all about? Well, in 2019, we kick off with Mal and Sue running the Case is Altered. And Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday are quiet nights, particularly for a village pub that's sort of out in the boonies somewhere. So they decide to run a quiz night every Monday. Teams of six, no more than £6 a person, and the winner gets the pot. So they're part of a WhatsApp group of the brewery they belong to called Ye Old Goat Brewery. And some of the other pubs in the Old Goat, I'll get it right in a minute, Ye Old Goat Brewery domain also have quiz nights. So there's a bit of banter going on between the various pubs as to what they're doing regarding quizzes. And most of the other pubs in the chain just use a standard landlords type quiz book. Mal Eastwood is slightly different. He likes to write his own quiz questions. So Mal and Sue think they're slightly different to the rest of the group. One thing in the WhatsApp group with all the pubs in the Old Goat Brewery chain is that it allows them to flag people that are coming into quiz nights, because the other pubs have quiz nights as well, who may be a bit dodgy, liable to cheat. And sure enough, the team they call the Cheats rock up to The Case is Altered one night on a Monday. Mal realises who they are. They're a bunch of local ne'er-do-wells who are basically just trying to blag some money. So Mal fires them out, and that's it. So the tale then carries on, and we see, excuse me, the typical British quiz night. People not familiar with the UK one, it's part of the establishment almost. It's part of the thing, if you will, that pubs run quiz nights because it brings the community together. It brings people in to buy alcohol, clearly, that the pub sells. But it's generally a good night for everyone involved. There are, however, most people just go along for a fun night out, and in fact, the quiz nights I've been to, most of the time is taken up thinking of a funny team name for the people involved, so that when they read out the running scores, everybody has a little chuckle at the team name. So, typical things like the number of Fs in chance, i.e. no F in chance, etc. But I digress. So they're running a quiz night on a Monday night at The Case is Altered, and it's reasonably popular. And all of a sudden, a new team turn up. They call themselves the Shadow Knights. Their team leader is called simply the General. General knowledge, get it? So Shadow Knights are very, very good. And it seems, they've been going to The Case is Altered every week now, and they're getting near perfect scores. And Mal, the landlord, is thinking, they've got to be cheating. I can't think how they're getting. Nobody gets this good a score. They may be good, but they're getting almost perfect scores every week, and they're winning the quiz every week. Much to the chagrin of the other team players, because this bunch of new people have turned up and they're winning every week, and the locals are going, well, not a whole lot of point turning up if we're going to lose every week. So a lot of banter within the groups of the various teams taking place, but this sometimes happens. I've been to quiz nights in the UK, and you're just about ready to go, and all of a sudden, half a dozen serious-looking guys and gals turn up, and you think, hang on, the professionals have arrived. So these things do happen. But Mal is still a little bit worried because they're getting so good scores, and he knows there's something wrong here, and he needs to find out what's going on. So that's one thread of the tale, if you will, this new team getting unbelievably good scores. Whilst they're at it, a couple of new people move in on a barge, a couple of hippy people. They call themselves, let me check this, Cloud and Wind. And they moor up just down on the river by where the pub is. And they've got apparently a spirit guide that guides them. And the spirit guide is warning of negative influences. And sure enough, they moor their boat up to a jetty, and a dead body is found. And it's like, what's going on here? It turns out the dead body was one of the cheats, one of the people that tried to blag their way into the cases altered. So we've got a murder there, we've got dodgy quiz teams, and there's a whole bunch of stuff going on. Now this is really, it's very fast paced. You want to know what's going on. There's all sorts of twists in the tale, and certainly there's a big twist towards the end, which you probably won't see coming. So very well written. But I thought the author caught the vibe of the pub quiz type environment, the competition between teams, and how seriously people take it, and trying to poach people from different teams, trying to find people who are experts in a particular side. The just six mates going down the pub probably doesn't cut it if you want to win, because you need people of all ages, all sorts of experience, who know about lots of different things. You need a history person, you need a sports person, you need a modern pop type person, and all sorts of things going on. So that is captured really, really well, the essence of the UK pub team. And it's a very good whodunit, a very good murder mystery. A few bits of humour in it as well, but as I said, well written, some nice twists and turns, some of which you won't see. All in all, a really enjoyable book. It's 433 pages. If you've read Janice Hallett before, I'm sure you won't be disappointed, because this is a really good read. I think that's about it for this week's brief book review. Just a minor point. You will see a little sticker on the front of the book that says signed by the author. Normally when it says signed by the author, you see an unintelligible scribble. This, however, is slightly different. On the inside of the cover, there is a note there signed by Janice Hallett. And well done, Janice, because the handwriting is legible, and I'm really pleased with that. So, good book, 433 pages, great whodunit, really tricky twist and turn right at the end. I'm sure Janice Hallett fans and anybody who likes a good whodunit will enjoy it. So, that's it for this week's brief book review. 10/10, do we do it again? Thanks for watching.